Jacob, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
For the very few that may not know who you are, who is Jacob?
So look, I'm a mortgage broker or director at Loan Market Connect. I've been a mortgage broker for about 11 years. We're based out in Carnegie where our operations hub is. We've got a really good team out there at the moment.
Take us to the start. Mortgage broking. It's not like a profession that people like at university go, hey, I want to become a mortgage broker. What made you?
Well, not at the start. So I went to uni, did a banking and finance degree. I actually then went and worked at a core hotel, did like a graduate in finance. I like the number
So
side.
you finished a degree as well?
Yeah, finished the degree. Was probably more going down the accounting path more than anything.
You don't look boring enough to be an accountant.
No, and then so I did do obviously working in a graduate like in the finance for a core, and I realised that I wanted to kind of work with people, and I did like the numbers. So then at one stage I ended up finishing that, and then went and worked at Bendigo Bank at a branch down in Fenchurch Gully. Started working my way through as a teller. Finally got into the lending side. So I really loved the idea of being able to interact with people, but then obviously the number side were both hand in hand. Then I came across mortgage broking, put a few feelers out. Actually was speaking to a few people about it, and then I spoke to someone at Loan Market. I actually had a coffee with Susie out in Oakley when she was doing the recruitment, and then had a bit of a chat to her, and then I'm like, I'm going to give this a crack. But the cool opportunity for me is there was an actual traineeship down at Ray White Fenchurch Gully. They had like a Loan Market franchise down there. And then the funny,
Close to home.
very close to home. I lived in Fenchurch Gully at the time, so I was like,
Bendigo Bank.
yeah, and it was meant to be. But the funny part is like what you're talking about mortgage broking is I went and told the person at Bendigo Bank that I'm going to leave and I'm going to join mortgage broking. They're just like, didn't give the time of day. What is that? It's a small industry. It's nothing. And I think
Back then it was though. Like
Well,
there
it was.
not much to it.
Well, I think back then 30% of mortgages were through brokers rather than directly to the bank. What is it now? Nearly 78%.
Exactly.
So they were just like, that's a risky move. Kind of while you're doing this, you could be a branch manager here one day. And I'm like, nah, I'm going to give it a crack. But the cool thing about the traineeship that I wanted to do, where I was lucky enough, was I was 24. I didn't want to set up a business.
That looks a bit.
And so I didn't want to set up a business and give it a crack. And I was really fortunate enough to then, it wasn't even just join as a traineeship in that loan market business. I was based out of Ray White Fenchurch Gully. And that was one of the biggest, or still is one of the biggest in Victoria.
9 years in a row, I believe.
And so Matt Sims was the director down there. And that was just an awesome opportunity for me as an eye-opener, just to see how real estate works, how mortgage broking works, and just the way that he operated that business was I was like a sponge. The thing about the traineeship for me though, it wasn't probably more learning the whole finance side. It was just how does it work in terms of from start to finish. They taught me some awesome things back then. I was
Still apply today?
It does. So probably much so. I hit the phones hard when I was a trainee. That nearly broke me a few times. So we're making up to 250 to 300 calls a week. We're calling through open for inspection lists.
Wow.
Cold data. But it just
Back then, not many people knew what a mortgage broker was. It's not a common profession back then.
And obviously mortgage brokers were free back then. You kind of give the spiel. It was probably a little bit easier back then in terms of, all right, have you been to a bank? Awesome. Come and have a second opinion with us. Now when you probably speak to a lot more people, it's like they've already seen another broker and there's the second opinion. But what it kind of did teach me and then was just picking up the phone, and I could just have so much consistency around that. So then when I did become a broker, I might call 50 people in a day and it's nothing. Whereas other people, that's exhausting.
I think it's about consistency. I think a lot of people in real estate and mortgage broking succeed when they're consistent with their phone calls. And I feel like you get busy and then you may not make the same number of calls anymore. How do you stay consistent with it?
So that was like probably the two things that I learned from Matt Sims and stuff down there was consistency and structure. So as a trainee, it just taught me how to structure my day and how important it is to make sure that you structure it, but you stay consistent with what's in your diary at the same time. Like I obviously learned little things back then around, when you're setting up your week on your diary, you've got your boulders in there, you've got the stuff that's movable. But one thing I even teach my team now is it's like being a structured broker is so important because you can just, the way our world is, you can be thrown around so many different things throughout the day. And then you get to the end of the day and you're like, what the hell did I achieve? Whereas being so structured with the diary and making sure that you're not those things that you have to be consistent at, you need to do every week to help grow you as a business. But they were the two things that I learned massively down there. So that traineeship was hands down probably one of my best decisions of me going into it, rather than just going into the deep end and kind of potentially could have just drowned and then gone back into the bank.
Wow. And then what I hear, within 5 years, you became a partner?
Yeah, so then I was lucky enough with the loan market business down there. I was able to buy in, and there was a bit of a plan in place with that.
Is it luck though? Is it your hard work as well?
Obviously being in the right place at the right time where the business was. Obviously I tried my hardest, I worked hard. So yes, obviously there was working hard, because they set me goals to do over that 5 years that I had to achieve, to have that as an option.
Was there discussions had at the outset, the trainee, that, hey, I want to be a partner one day? Or
no, it was just more hired as a trainee. At the start too, it was one of those ones where I was probably one of the first to do it. So do we want to do it for 6 or 12 months? How does it look? I said I wanted to get out in 6 months. I've learnt my way, and I wanted to give it a crack, but definitely did work hard in that time. But the good news why I was doing that was, and that was smart by Matt Sims, and that was more, they set me a goal that I wanted to achieve, and now I had that goal that I wanted to hit that, and then that was just...
And the transition went from a employee to a business owner, quite a young age still, under 30.
I was probably lucky enough that becoming a business owner, but then I wasn't the person managing the people to a degree. So that allowed me to become a loan writer I was probably more writing Jacob's business, and allowed me to write good volume and kind of build that out. So I learned in that stage is not the people management side, but probably more, how to get more business in, how to work with real estate agents, and then obviously get the deals and kind of pass them through. And then I was lucky enough that there was someone else in the business that kind of dealt with the people management at that stage.
Growing your own business within the business, I suppose. Was it brand alignment? Was it what would you attribute that success to?
So I've always been loan market, and I don't know anything else. And so for me, it's I feel like I'm part of the loan market brand to a massive degree, and I don't think I'll ever change that. I felt like loan market. So I suppose probably early days, there was a lot of these individual brokers, I guess, and it's loan market, Jacob Decru, loan market, etc. So having that at the start of my name was a really good backing to help me build that there's some, trust around that.
Did it open up more doors for you in terms of real estate agencies? Because loan market and Ray White obviously very intertwined.
Yeah. So pretty much it got us into the Ray White door, obviously that brother sister company. What it obviously allowing to them work in a real estate office at a Ray White, I learned so much on what real estate agents need from a broker. It's so funny, I talk to some other agents or brokers, and brokers will go to them and go, look, can we work together? I want to give you a commission.
Do they care about commissions?
They don't care. So
it's a bonus, but they're making more money on their...
So you got to go I want to go to a real estate agent. How do we work together? Not how do you give us business? And it's more how do we give you value, and where do you see value in it? So one of the biggest things I did 18 months ago, which I've been wanting to do for years, was actually hired a partnership manager that helps us with our referral partners. So
what do they do?
So he pretty much helps manage our relationships. A relationship manager is probably another way to kind of put it. And I will work alongside him. So it's obviously still the Loan Market Connect brand, but he helps give that consistency and structure to our referral partners. So a lot of them, I always say they need touch points around us. So obviously we're making sure that we're sending them an email on a Friday with something that's going on. We send them a Saturday text message. He pops out to their office to make sure do they need anything. But then also too, it's the stuff that we can offer to them. So we can call through their open home inspection list. What we do from that is it's giving value back to the agent going, hey, if anything's fallen through that funnel down the bottom that you've missed, we're going to give you those sales, and we're going to give you the rental leads back on that. What else we do with real estate agents is, so some of them get us to call their vendor after a listing presentation to say, that's my point of difference. This is a guy that works with our buyers to get the most out of them. And then, it's also too is if an agent wants one of our brokers to go out to their open home on a really good auction or something like that as well. But it's funny though, every agent will have a different value that they want from us. So it's myself and Sunny, which is our partnership manager's job, to go, how do we provide value to you, or what do you want from us? But that is a really good relationship with a referral partner. It's not about the commission structures and referrals back and forward.
You still give them, but you need to have that value added more than money.
Correct, 100%. And it's only going to work. It's just going to get stronger. If you can build their business, they're going to build our business. And it's just like, and the thing is, I know that when we give them a couple of appraisals, they're going to want to give back at the same time because they want to see us both succeed.
Of course.
Which is amazing.
And their appraisals to them is probably worth a lot more than any commission that you may give them back or not. And the buy-ready component of it, I'm sure you help them know which buyers are suitable for signing a contract. We've got 2 buyers. I'm sure you can tell them which has got the finance approval or not.
Well, the funny thing about the buyers at the moment is, and there's quite a few, I don't know whether brokers are doing this at the moment, but like the agents will call us saying, hey, we've got a client that's pre-approved, but they're doing subject to finance because that's what they've been told from their bank or, another broker. So then it's our job to kind of educate the buyer to go, look, give us your pre-approval. Let's have a look at it. Can we go unconditional? What are the risks? And kind of, so it just helps the agent to get a buyer unconditional, but it's not also helping the agent. It's helping the buyer actually get the property that they would have missed out if they did subject to finance. So these are really...
And the vendor having certainty about why take your property off the market for weeks when the buyer may pull out.
Correct. So one of my good lines is to a client, obviously we'll do our homework. If we've got a fully verified pre-approval, if you're going to auction, you're going to bid, it's unconditional. So then the following weekend, they'll miss out on the auction, they'll go put an offer on a property and they'll go, I want subject to finance because I've been told I need to. It's like, but on the weekend, you're unconditional. If we can tick all the boxes, and do it properly, why can't we go unconditional? Let's look at our risks around that. And that's what we even do for our buyers, not just even for the agents, because we do get clients that come to us and they've missed out on multiple properties because they think they have to go subject to finance.
And if you've got an unconditional contract, it's always worth so much more, especially with finance these days, especially with finance. Can I go back for a moment? You mentioned, about 2 years ago, you've set up Connect, Loan Market Connect. And prior to that, you're with a business partner. How was it splitting? Because I see it a lot when, business partners, not that there's anything wrong with them, could have a great relationship. It's just that they go different ways, they grow apart. And making a decision to go your own way is a very tough decision that a lot of business owners don't make.
And for me, I think that what's happened in the past in terms of where I got to would never definitely change that. And when you're at certain stages of your career, it aligns with you at that stage. Probably the decision 2 years ago was, the two of us probably coming together and just saying, hey, we've got different values at the moment. We've got different vision in terms of where we want to kind of build this business. And then for me, it was, again, tough decision. And then obviously untangling those things becomes tough at the same time. But I would say though, is I'm glad that I've actually made the decision in the end, that we've, instead of being in that and then not seeing eye to eye on a few things, it's probably for me, like, again, I can't speak for the other side, but for me doing that 18 months ago has kind of given me this new refreshment again after being in the industry for that time and going, okay, now this is 100% me. I'm going to give this a crack. I want to do the things I wanted to do. And to tell you the truth, the last 18 months has been amazing. We've got a really good team at the moment. Like, we've grown it heavily. I don't know, I'm just actually really excited about what we're building.
Love it.
I've got a real good passion at the moment and I'm just excited with it all. It's awesome.
And what are you building? What's the changes you've made in Loan Market Connect now? So you've got a BDM, a relationship manager, but apart from that, systems, processes, what have you done with systems?
So that's something, I feel like the way of the future of the mortgage broking business is, I reckon it's not about the individual brokers. There's going to be more bigger businesses. So kind of, I've been through it from the start, built up as a broker. So it's really good to kind of show my guys what they want to build. I've broken up the business into 3 main parts now. So we've got our partnership, our lead generation department, we've got the brokers, and then we've got our credit team. Now, for me to now grow and put on brokers, I need an awesome credit team. And I need to be able to have lead generation for our brokers as well. What I do want to build is...
So you're building a house for these brokers to...
Correct, So like with our brokers is what I'm kind of trying to build is, we want to build an awesome community where brokers can just come in, plug in. I want a really good entry level for brokers that want to join the industry. They've got somewhere to come. And then I want also experienced brokers to be part of that as well. So with that too, we actually have a traineeship that we do for brokers.
Internally?
Oh,
wow.
And what their role is kind of what I did back in the day is they're sitting there in our partnership team prospecting, but learning over the same stage. Really what I want to build is a really, really good business where clients have the best experience on our credit side. And I'm going to help build that. are going to help mentor these brokers, depending on where stage they're at. Then also too is when brokers come to the industry, it's like the biggest things they struggle with could be lead gen. So we can help with that. And then we can also supply leads. That's what I want to build. I want them to not worry about having to manage staff on the credit side. And then we've also really got a really good operations manager that kind of helps with all the HR stuff and the payroll as well at the same time. So
in terms of your business, are your brokers employee brokers or are they contractors?
So that's cool. So we've actually, 1st of July, set up 2 models. So we've got a PAYG and a contractor model. So what we do have is a PAYG model where they get their base salary and then there's a commission on top. Yep. And then we do have I call it a JV model, so a joint venture. So what I love about the joint venture model is we've actually had, in July this year, 2 of our brokers go from the PAYG model and they're actually going into the JV. So they're building their own business within Loan Market Connect, and we're on the journey together. Yep. So the reason why I use the word JV is we're in it together. I'm here to provide you whatever the value you need. As long as we see value in each other, I want them to be part of the team. Yep. As well. But that also too, like it's a career progression for brokers in there too. It really is.
So there's not many people offering that junior broker, entry level brokers, the opportunities you are.
So the exciting thing I'm looking forward to is so we've got 2 of our trainee brokers going out in January next month. Is be cool to see them go to the PAYG model and then in a couple of years go to that JV model and grow within. I just feel like if someone's on that PAYG model, they don't feel like they have to leave to set up their own business and do this. And look, if I'm a broker, the JV model is amazing because the thing is, when you go set up your own franchise as an individual broker these days, you got to worry about lead gen, you got to worry about your accounts, the actual compliance, admin,
compliance,
so
all
much.
that is a lot of expense.
Correct. So if I could get brokers just to plug into that, fast track their career growth, and we can help. We've got so much resources within the business now in terms of going, hey, I want to look at financial planners now instead of some real estate agents. Awesome. Let's give it a crack. How do we do this together? So I want to be there to help grow them. Yep. And that really does excite me.
Awesome. And your admin team or compliance team, offshore? Do you guys?
No, we do have 3 offshore, but we do have 5 here. So all customer facing stuff is here. Yep. And then we've got some data entry that does get done over in Manila, which is fun. And then obviously one person in the team creates that. But what we do offer to our brokers is packaging all the way through to settlement. And obviously it is done here, but we've got an awesome credit team at the moment, and it takes time to kind of build that. The whole thing is trying to align the brokers and the credit team together is a difficult task, but I feel like we're getting there, which is awesome.
Well done, because that's a big pain point for a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
And you can't, if you've got that much people, you need the scale, you need the funds and to get to the right people, and starting up is so hard.
Yeah.
The lead generation component of this. Predominantly real estate agents at the moment, but you mentioned potentially financial planning.
Yeah. So I would say probably more than, say, 70% of our business as a whole is existing clients and existing clients referring business on, so which is huge.
Yep.
And then the other 30% is coming from our partnership team for referrals. So that's talking about majority real estate agents. And then we've just got some small other referral partners out there that are starting to kind of pass business across. But we're trying to build our name out there to be that source that what we've built with the partnership team that other brokers don't have at the moment is, so we've built out a program that if an agent sends through a lead to our referral partners, they get notified when the lead's being called. They then get notified when the lead's been put into the appointment.
Have you created software for this, or is it?
No, so we use a system called Pipedrive. So obviously Loan Market, we've got our MyCRM, which is a really good program that does it all the way from kind of appointment onwards. But for our lead generation piece is, what we've built is it comes through that system. Then obviously when it gets called, they get the notification. And then obviously when the appointment's been booked, they get notified there. And then the second part to that is with our old leads now, we're trying to build out a bit of a chat bot that can do some SMS stuff on that as well to kind of nurture some of those old leads. But I feel like when you speak to a lot of agents is they send a lead and they don't know what's happened, or they believe it wasn't called. So that was probably one of the things that we want to be able to provide, that they've got consistency about what happens with their leads.
And open communication, and no better way than tech, in my opinion, to just push it through. Yeah. Recruitment. You sound like your team is growing strength by strength every. It's only been 2 years in your new team, but it sounds like you started at 4, now you've got 16 plus.
Yeah, the last probably 18 months we've had massive growth. I've gone hard, but it's been tough but exciting. I think for me, probably next year is like, okay, we've got a really, like, I honestly believe we've got a really good core group at the moment that's going to take this business to the next stage. So I feel like we've gone heavy on the credit team to allow for growth.
Yep.
We've got the partnership that's really going out there trying to build new referral partners. How do we get more leads coming through, which is awesome. And now we've got a good group of brokers that are sitting there waiting to obviously take their career to the next stage.
Can you talk us through your recruitment piece? How do you recruit?
So loan market is actually really awesome. So we've got Taylor's our person who helps recruit. We literally just go to her, this is what we're looking for. She hits the market, puts a few people in front of us. So for recruitment at the moment, I'm actually quite lucky. That's actually a loan market piece, having a loan market franchise.
Awesome.
We've had a couple that have been referred internally. So through family and friends and stuff like that. And they've been really good recruits. But then obviously Taylor's just been awesome for us in terms of she's got a good hold of the industry and what's out there. So,
and it sounds like you've got an incredible culture that vibrates your energy.
Yeah.
How do you make, like when you're recruiting, do you look for culture? Do you look for resume?
Yeah. So probably that was obviously me starting off at Ray White Venture Gully. So under one of probably Matt Sims's thing that I learned early days was culture's huge. For me now, from learning on that is going, I want everyone on the train on what Connect's building. So I obviously want, they all know what our goals are. They all know what we're trying to achieve. So for me, if there's people that are not part of that, like, it's not that we don't want you there, but you won't last within the team, I don't believe anyway. But for me, culture is huge. But to get the culture is, you got to everyone to have buy-in in terms of where the business is heading in terms of the vision.
How do you see that in an interview?
Yeah, personality is a huge thing on that, and you can kind of see people's drive. Have we always got it right? No, but it's one thing that I know that you have to probably work on it very quickly if you don't have the right person within the team. We have kind of changed our interview process to do 2 now, and that's something that obviously Taylor's shown us to do as well. But
do you do both interviews, or do you get team members to sit in on different?
I do both, and then actually now for our second one, I get the operations manager to sit on the second and try to go, okay, am I feeling this in the same page?
Yep.
And then we obviously have a little bit of a trick at the start is she goes in there for the first 10 minutes. I pretend to be late for the second interview.
Yeah.
So then she has that good little, conversation with them as well. I believe you can train credit, you can train all the other stuff, but for culture-wise and personality and the mindset, someone has it or they don't to a degree to
Very
fit
true.
in.
And to fit into your team or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of candidates are you looking for now? Are you still looking?
No, I think we're going to put it on pause for next year in terms, because I feel like, so I've gone heavy. So what I wanted to do before we've trying to build the business to the next stage is have that foundation for the credit, have the partnership team ready to go. And we've got enough brokers now that can handle more volume. So for me is going for next year, going, okay, how do we get this volume up? Like our volume has increased this year, which is awesome. From the first 6 months, the second 6 months has been massive growth. But now I feel like there is more in the tank with the team we've got.
Yep.
One thing I have quite a few people told me early days was, always hire before you need it. So I've kind of gone, look, I'm just going to suck it up this year in this last 6 months and go, let's recruit, have enough in the base for the team and ready to take it. So for me, no more new in the first 6 months, but hey, it might change with my.
Well, the way you grow, it might be.
Yeah.
After 3 months, you need more people to.
I reckon if you probably ask 1 or 2 people in the team that I've just said that, they'll probably laugh and go, yeah, right, Jacob. But we'll see.
What's the next plan? So how are you going to grow? You've got your business set up great in every aspect of it.
Yeah.
What is it, a marketing and branding piece? What is it to get more leads in? What is it to get more business through the door?
I think we're just in the awareness of what Connect offers to real estate agents. So like, because of the fact that I honestly believe what we've built now with Sunny in terms of our referral partners, I just want more agents. Like when I go talk to them, they're like, wow, that's awesome. I love this idea. How do we partner up? What we are being careful with though is where we partner up with a real estate agent, we're more geo-based. So we'll go to them going, hey, we don't have a real estate agency in this area. We'll be transparent. These are the other referral partners we've got. But if we have any clients in this area, they will be yours that we will pass back. How do we want to work together? But so how we are doing our process is by looking in the map of Vic, going, okay, what areas do we want? And then who do we not have in this area? And then go there. Because there's no point going to like 2 real estate agents next door and being that referral partner. So that's what we're big on.
Yep.
But my aim next year is with Sunny is to go, okay, how do we get what we're offering out there?
Is it a hindrance in it at all with being a loan market to try to open up doors that are not Ray White?
Funny you say that. So there's a couple we've spoken to recently that probably been around the industry for a while, because obviously loan market was Ray White Financial Services over 15 years ago. And a few of them say, but aren't you partnered up with Ray White. I'm like, no, it actually, so for anything, it allowed me to get to the door. And we do have about 5 or 6 Ray White offices that do refer to us at the moment. But no, once you explain to them that we're just a brother-sister company, we're not like, there's heaps out there. It's, again, what I'd probably more ask going out there to educate them that we're not aligned. We are 2 separate businesses now that what Sam White's building at low market. And there's heaps of low market businesses out there that do non-Ray White real estate offices.
And if anything, you guys understand real estate offices better than most other brokers would.
Correct. And that's what it's said. So me working out of one, it's like you understand what their needs and wants are. Yeah, which
You
is
could probably educate them on how some of the leaders, because Matt Sims and Furniture Galley is, you know, the top Ray White office for the last 9 years.
Correct.
Fortunately, maybe not this year. We'll see what happens. There's a new player in town in that space that they're good friends with. But I think your education piece to other agencies that what works in a top agency could be beneficial for the agency.
100%. As I said, I'm just actually looking forward to going out there and actually seeing how we can build other real estate businesses at the same time with what we're offering. But I actually am excited about that next year to go, okay, because probably for me, where my time's been kind of held up, there's a lot more in the last 18 months in terms of people management, I'm still technically writing mortgages. I've toned my volume down a hell of a lot. I've tried to cap myself to no more than 5 new appointments a week. The reason why I'm doing that at the moment, though, is I still want to be relevant for the brokers in terms of what are we doing. But again, goal is over the time, how do I tone that down more?
But I love that. You're keeping your finger on the pulse, but you're also feeding your team and not taking it all yourself.
Correct.
Like it's what a leader should do. You're focusing on your business, not in your business.
And so I have seen that from a couple of real estate businesses where there is a selling principle and kind of goes down that path. So I'm transparent with my brokers again and saying, hey, I only want to do 5 a week. The rest is, passed out to the team. But me doing that is being relevant, having your finger on the pulse.
Can I talk about lessons? If you had to go back and give us, what's the number one lesson you've learned in your journey?
Early days is obviously not taking for granted some of your referral partners and kind of being consistent to that. So when I was probably growing a little bit, there was probably a couple of years where you not stagnant, but levels were there, and you look back on it and you're like, oh, I was just working off my back book because it was easy. Probably hiring someone earlier to help with that real estate referral, because that's what I tried to say before is that 70% of our stuff is existing clients. What I talked to Sunny about going, even though it might only be 30% from real estate agents, every time we get a lead from them, that is a new client with a new referral network, a new tree that we're cracking. So that's so much growth from there. Whereas with our existing clients we get so many referrals from them, but at some days that's going to dry up at some stage. Whereas just give us one client to a real estate office and we will get multiple deals from the referrals. So that's kind of why I love early days. I wish I stayed on new clients, even though they're harder to work, to keep that at about 30% of my business.
Do you still get your junior people to make the 250 phone call?
Yeah. So they're helping us call through some inspection lists and all that sort of stuff as well. And for me, again, it's teaching them not even, like I even said at the start, I'll be honest with you, look, it nearly broke me. Guys, your end goal is to become a broker. I'm doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
I know it's hard because this is teaching you structure. Because one thing that does worry me a little bit when they get out is having the openness in their calendar around, hey, where does the day go? Because during the traineeship, I teach them 3 things. I tell them the 3 pillars of a broker is your prospecting, your appointment, and then your research and ability. What can happen with those 3 thrown at them is before the end of the week's gone, and it's like they haven't made the calls because they were working on deals, and it's having that priority of going, everything, those 3 pillars have to be met every single week. You need to do your 5 to 10 appointments. You need to still make your 100 calls, whatever it is, and you still need to be able to research those deals, where it's so easy just to go, oh, I've had 5 appointments, let me research these deals. I've got no appointments next week. And that's the cycle of a broker. So that's what I'm trying to teach them. And I do get, I just probably need to get stronger as a mentor to them, is when they're outgoing, making sure that calendar is still being kept structured.
It's a hard thing to do. Hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Can I touch last 2 years? You've gone from a partnership to your own business, and you've also become a dad.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in for 2 years.
It is.
Firstly, are you sleeping?
So I had little Zoe 2 years ago. She just turned 2 on Sunday. Love being a dad. It just gives you a new vision, but also too, it's probably a cool thing to know what you're building within the business is for her at the same time.
Have you taken her to the office yet?
She actually came in yesterday for that first time and had a bit of a day. We did a bad Santa, and she was in there First 15 minutes a bit shy, and then opened up and was running around. As soon as I got in the car though, on the way home, she was asleep within about 3 minutes.
No doubt.
Had a big day. But no, so for me, it's like getting home. It's amazing seeing her. Even on the weekends, it's my thing that we go walk to the coffee shop and stuff like that. But I probably love in the last, she's 2 now. The last 6 months, the interaction is so awesome as a dad and daughter. But no, it's cool. It's given me a new look on things, but I love it. Absolutely love it.
Finally, looking ahead.
Yeah.
What's next for your business?
For me is going, okay, how do we, I suppose at the moment, volume-wise, it's like, how do we scale this business to become a little bit bigger? I suppose what we have built is, so we've just moved office last year in November. We've just secured a place in Carnegie. And so the cool thing that I've kind of done around that is it's our operations hub. It's where the credit team work out of. It's where the partnership and the brokers come in and out. With our brokers, they are scattered around. So we've got, one down in Peninsula. We've actually got one out in Mansfield.
Oh, wow.
And they are working all kind of around Melbourne. So this is a cool little hub. Probably for me it is what is
next. Work remotely, as in offices? Or?
So some of them work from home. Some of them work from a real estate office, or some of them even do a day or two in their real estate office, a day or two in our office. The way we've structured is the credit team's in there Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, so they know what days to kind of come in. What's next for Connect? It's just, where can we take this? I'm actually really excited about, I want to build a business of attraction where brokers want to come and they see value in what we're building. And I feel like we're on the right path. And for me, I'm actually, as I said earlier, it's the last 18 months has been bloody exciting. I've loved it. And I'm actually really I feel like I've got a really good team at the moment that's going to be able to take us next year, which is awesome.
Sounds like you do, mate. Congratulations. Yeah. You've accomplished so much in such a short period of time with a newborn as well. I don't know how you've done that, and it sounds like an amazing business, and your energy just vibrates. So I look forward to seeing how this all goes.
I'm excited.
Get you back on the show, hopefully, to see what the next 2 years holds for you.
I'm excited. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.